It never plays it when I just say play it.
You are listening to an All Games Radio Network broadcast of allgames.com.
Hi, this is Normie from Knuckleballer Radio and Zombie Cast, and you're listening to one of my favorite shows on the Geeky Antics Network. Don't forget to check out the rest of the gang over at geekyantics.net. Warning, there might be rants and food ahead and possibly inappropriate behavior. Don't tell anybody though.
Welcome back, geeks, gamers, ninjas, robots, girls, guys, kids. Well, not kids, because we say shit a lot here. But it's HorsePLAY Live. Today is Thursday, May 12th. That's confirmed. I have to check every now because Yogi fucks me sometimes. 2016, and it's episode 126, entitled Obi spaces out while we talk a little anime. I might not space out as much as he thinks, but before we get into all this fun ahead, guys, I want to introduce somebody that you should know by now. If you don't after 126 episodes, something's wrong. You're doing it wrong. But, of course, none other than a man behind the scenes at geekyantics.net, my friend, Yogi Zilla. What's up, dude?
Yo, what is up? It's really weird right now.
Why?
I'm not in a swivel office chair. My office chair finally just completely went kaput.
I'm quite comfortable. I'm gonna have to get a new back cushion eventually.
Well, yeah, for $300+, I would hope you're comfortable.
I'm very comfortable, actually.
I hope that chair massages your balls and does your taxes for you too.
That's what my wife's for. Minus the tax part. What's going on? And nobody's just. You got to remind me again because I forget every week.
That's Robbie.
Yes,
He's
I
in our
remember.
Gems of War Guild, and he plays Elder Scrolls Online. He plays the Division every now and
Oh,
then.
is that the guy? Is that the guy that has EA access and he just won't return any of my messages?
I doubt
Right.
he has EA access.
No, that's not him. Okay, all right.
You probably think about Kevin.
I am. It's we go through this every week.
Yeah.
Really. What's up, BFT? How you doing, buddy? Welcome. Yeah, we go through it every week, just because it's a good starter to the show. He shows up and I go, "Who is he again?" Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't feel bad, folks. If Obi doesn't remember you, the only reason he remembers everybody's names is because he has his wife and kids wear shirts with their names on them. You know, he even has his name written in his own clothes, so he remembers who he is.
Just because Fifi has a shirt that says Fifi on it does not mean I need that to remember her name.
Obi, I'm pretty convinced that every day that you live, you go through your own version of Memento, where like you're reading your arms and like, where am I? Like, and then you see the message you wrote, and you're like, okay, I'm a dad. All right, I have a beard. Oh, I have a beard.
Dude, I swear, I probably get that way sometimes. Like, I'll wake up and not realize that I even fell asleep going, wow, how long was I out? And I'll look at the clock, and only a few minutes have passed, but it feels like it's been... Dude, I was out for a couple days, you know? It's just gone. But, yeah.
Probably have Post-it notes set up everywhere, which I recommend for anyone.
I don't.
To have Post-it notes or
I hate Post-it
at least
notes.
a notepad. Everywhere you frequent. So anytime you have an idea, you grab something to write with. And of course, something to write with. That's the problem. You might have paper, but you won't have anything to write with.
Hold on. The woman was talking, and I couldn't hear her, so give me a second real quick. What did you say? Post-it notes are one of those things that just clutter areas because people don't know how to properly use them. How are we married? We went to a church, and then the funny thing after that is we went to a gun club to have a reception. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I mean, the proper way to use a post-it note is to have one idea per note.
I am getting old, Nobi.
And then throw out that post-it note. But who does that? That's the thing. They can get pretty expensive, especially if you get the official post-it note brands. Yeah.
Well, did you see on Twitter and Facebook yesterday when I posted the new vehicle?
I have seen these things. What
when
did you post?
When I got the new vehicle that we got, when I got able to look at behind it and do a walk around with everything on it, it's washed up, the plates on it and everything, and I look at the plate, and my plate has a little wheelchair guy on it, you know you're getting old.
No, you just want convenient parking.
That's beside the point. I earned that convenient parking.
True.
And whatever it doesn't even matter if it's my vehicle. I can go and put my tag in somebody else's car, and they can park in that spot just because I'm in there. Gunny Chef, hello geeks. What are you talking about? We're talking about a whole bunch of random shit right now.
Gunny Chief, OB.
I did say that.
Gunny Chef is the other guy.
Gunny Chief. What did I... Leave me alone. Chef and Chief, it sounds the same. It looks the same, too, except the I and the E are different.
If you were British, you might be able to get away with it, because they say things weird. Like,
well, who says I'm not... Who says I'm not... How... Who says I'm not British? Okay, I'm not.
Or aluminum. They call it aluminium.
Aluminium?
Aluminium. that might be the right way, man. They technically invented the language, so maybe
okay,
we're
well,
saying
I apologize for brutally butchering your name, even though I can't read, and Yogi knows that. But I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I know. And I'm getting emails now saying that I have to be on that podcast here before long.
Gunny is on it.
He wants to pry my brain, you know.
Gunny's on it. I've been slacking. Jesus has been slacking. But
Thanks,
Gunny has been on it. Which, by the way, Horrible Gamers with a Z is one of the shows that we syndicate here on the Geeky Answer Network, but they're part of the BS Podcast Network, along with the XD Experience. And
Beard
other folks that are
hat
on
in
the
the
show
house.
Yeah, Beard's been lurking. The freaking clap. But Gunny came at a good time. I was about to shout him out tonight.
You better hurry up. It looks like he's leaving. Oh, he gone.
Maybe
Just
his
kidding.
his day is starting.
Yeah.
Gunny, aren't you? Where are you at? You I know you're overseas. Or am I mistaken?
Are we talking trash about Britons and he's from Britain or something? Or England?
Everybody always confuses Brink and Gunny Chief, I find. Gunny's like, oh no, how dare you? Yeah, definitely make sure you check him out.
Gunny, I'd slap him in his jaw.
Call him Gunny Chef.
Hey.
You know where your mind's at.
You just basically called him a scrub. I mean, that's not cool. I'm in Northern Cali. Cool.
That's right. You're the one that's close to Imes. We need to get Brink and the rest of the horrible crew up in here. Brink of Eternity, Call Me Imes, and Jesus Walks a Lot. Good guys. By the way, I could do a lot of opening banter tonight, OB, but I think
I want to just get right into talking.
Yeah. So let's talk about what's going to be at tonight on the show. Since that was asked already in the chat.
Okay. Tonight on the show, guys, we're going to have a top star show tonight. We'll share our favorite headlines from gaming, tech, and entertainment. Want more podcasts to listen to? We got you guys covered. geekyantics.net/schedule and podcast.
Podcasts. Yeah.
Well, it's anyway.
Yeah. Forza schedule is good too.
Lots of TV talk, guys. Yogi's gonna probably get into some of us into where he's gonna put us to sleep with his anime stuff. And Yogi's probably going to talk a little bit more about some Dark Souls, depending on who joins and who wants to stick around. But we're going to talk about something, I guarantee it. It's going to be a great show tonight. By the way, if you guys are new to the show, welcome to our silly party.
Woo!
HorsePLAY Live is where geeks come to play and get in trouble. Yeah. Beer and Hat, if you want to jump on TeamSpeak, you can talk Dark Souls with Yogi. You were supposed to do that last week, I believe. But come on home. We are the flagship talk radio show for Geeky Antics Network in collaboration with AllGames.com. Our show covers all the aspects of geek culture with a special focus on indie strategy games, technologies, rants. Sorry, I messed up. Rants. Issues that geeks face, and community events that we try to put on or be a part of.
You sound like the character. You sound like the character from Mad TV. Remember it was the one with the really thick glasses.
Rants.
No. She'll go. And she didn't respect the personal space. Remember that one I'm talking about?
Yeah, no. Sometimes we even talk about tabletop and retro gaming and food. Why? Why do you talk about food? Because we love it.
Because Gunny Chef is here.
I had some really good food today.
I'm sure you did.
I'm
surprised I didn't get a text message.
I was about to, man. I got yelled at by a Facebook friend, and every time we go out, we'll sometimes we'll tweet it or we'll Facebook it and just hey guys, we're eating here, blah 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 blah, and all of a sudden he'd be like, why didn't I get an invite? And he's right down the road. He lives in the same town we do. It's just, all right, dude, next time we'll invite you. But it's funny. So
you don't have to worry about that because I don't really have that many local friends anymore, to be honest. Most of my friends are at least, 2 or 3 hours out.
Damn.
So, kind of convenient.
Yeah,
If I ever feel like just doing something random, I don't have to worry about inviting people. I could just go and do it. I have to worry about why didn't you tell me? I would have joined you. You gonna make a 3-hour drive?
Right. Well, this guy's right in Holland too, so it's yeah. This part of the week, the only time I leave is because my wife told me to. Because Holland at this time of the year is a shithouse. It's a madhouse. There's people, tourists everywhere. I've had so many people, literally. I mean, there was one guy today. We went to the little carnival, and the first thing he says is, "Oh my God!" I looked at my wife, and she's dressed from head to toe in a Dutch costume because she's a dancer, and for the tulip time. And he's like, "Oh my God, I gotta take a picture of you. Can I? Is it all right, sir?" I'm like, "I don't give a damn. I don't care. Well, can you take the picture?" And then I think I took a video at first, and because he had one of the older phones that doesn't tell you where anything's at. So I pushed 8 buttons and then finally got it. I think. Yeah. It was great. But the only problem with that is I got to walk around a lot, and that does not happen funly. That was not a word, but we're going to go with it. Yogi, tell everybody a little bit more about the show.
We're live and uncut.
No shit.
And right now we're having a good conversation in the chat, and I'm biting my tongue because we might have to start getting people to call in early because we might just jump into the rants even earlier.
Dude, yeah, more the merrier. Guys, get in here.
because yeah, there's stuff to talk about. But we're live and uncut show, and we're a late night show, so we may not be very coherent or sober. So crazy things can and will happen.
I'm going with the latter.
We may say something offensive. We may burp and fart, because why not?
That too.
So keep an open mind and have fun. After all, this is horseplay. You gotta expect that we're gonna have shenanigans.
And really, if we say something that offends you, we do want to say from the bottom of our hearts that get the fuck over it. We really don't care. Just kidding. But anyway, get over it. Guys, don't forget, HorsePLAY Live replay is HorsePLAY Live, the show is every Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. GMT, on Twitch channels Geeky Antics and simulcasted over on YogiZilla. Sober? Yes, we're not sober. I'm not anyway. HorsePLAY Live replay is also available earlier on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on allgames.com. Guys, seriously, one real quick. If you go to allgames.com anytime between 5 and 7-ish, give or take a few minutes, you guys listen for literally, I'm serious, no freaking lie. You guys go there and listen for 10 minutes. You guys will give us a tick. You guys will give us a count for people that are actually listening to our podcast on All Games. Hook us up, guys. Go over there, give us 10 minutes. You don't even have to listen to the podcast. Just mute it. Let it run for 10, 15 minutes, and then shut it off if you want to. Hook us up with that view, guys. We really appreciate it. I want to see how many we can actually get. Like, seriously. Like, ramp this thing up. Everybody do it for a couple weeks. Let's see how high we can get. We've cracked the top 5 a couple times. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're definitely always in the top 10. So imagine if even like 10% of the people that download us through iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Player FM, wherever you get your podcast, if you tuned in via All Games, that still count to our overall downloads, streams. So it'll still help our numbers, but it also support, our unofficial sister network. We're not partnered with All Games, but they're definitely part of our community. We love them. It's a mutual thing. We
Yeah.
are Geeky Antics, but we still throw love over to All Games because All Games was one of the first out there, one of the pioneers.
Right. And the good thing about it is actually All Games is throwing the love back, which means a lot. By playing our show, at just showing love to all the different shows. Saying, hey, come over here and be on the show for an episode, or we get some of these guys and have some really good conversations, topics, banter, and just good podcasts in general. So we do want to give huge props and shout-outs to the All Games. But we're going to keep this rocket ship rolling. Did not make sense again, but we're going to go. It's time for the obligatory news and rants.
Ding!
You're late, scrub. New video cards announced. Whatever. New video cards announced, guys. I saw this, or somebody saw this the other day. BFT, actually, and I wanted to make sure we hit it up. The NVIDIA 1070 and 1080. Now, I did a little bit of research. I think I put a little graph in here. If you guys want to check it out, what I kind of came up with, it's right in chat for those that are actually live. For those, if you guys listen on the podcast, sorry, you didn't make the cut. I don't know. But basically, it's price ranges are from $380 to $800, already cheaper than the Titan X. The 1070 and 1080 has less power consumption, and it actually has better CPU. It actually has better processing power than a Titan X, guys. You guys know that whole thing like, oh yeah, I gotta get a Titan. Like, this is better than that now. They finally made something that's actually better than that. Whether you're a Team NVIDIA or Team Radeon, this is finally going to put the PC market in a little bit more competitive place. It's going to, I'm an AMD PC guy, not because of the the CPU power, but it gives me a great computer at a really low price. And I'm not any richer than anybody else. I mean, when you like that, you got to have a budget. So, but to have that and to be able to get one of these cards eventually is going to be amazing. Because then then my graphics is taken care of for a really long time. So we'll see what happens. What do you think about Yogi?
I'm not an NVIDIA guy, so I'm probably gonna get a bunch of people to be like, "What?" I've had nothing but bad experience with NVIDIA in the past, and every time someone gives me a rave review, they're like, "Get NVIDIA, it's the market leader," and it's just bad experiences. Radeon, I've had just much better experiences. But that said, even if I don't jump on this in the future, I think these price points are finally where they should be at.
Yeah, but even if you don't jump on it right now, and that's something that you're not gonna do unless somebody just says, "Here, Yogi, I want you to have this." You're gonna still even if you do buy it, you're gonna be waiting 2 or more years to get it anyway. And that's it. At that point, that's it. If you just say, I don't even need it anymore, I have something that's okay.
Well, I mean, they're coming out this month, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
End of this month. So, depending how soon people are ready, and it's good to wait it out. But what it's gonna do is
May 27th.
It's gonna push the prices down on everything else.
I'm
there's
really
gonna be deals on everything. That's what I'm excited about.
I was gonna say that too, but the one thing that I'm most excited about is this being NVIDIA. For the fact that this high of a processing, what am I looking for? This quality of a GPU that you can have at such a low price is going to throw all the AMD stuff, like all the high end AMD stuff and NVIDIA stuff, and it's going to throw it down into the dump. Like they're either going through like hey, let's see how low we can get this shit to get it out of our warehouses. Let's get these 980s out of here. Let's get these 980 Ti's out of here because we got the 1070, 1080, and people are going to buy them like crazy. You know it.
Yeah, and in the chat, they're talking about who's going to benefit from this. It's going to be the console makers. They'll be able to put out more powerful, GPUs in their systems. And then, of course, the counter argument is that GPUs on the consoles are nowhere near what the PC are. But, as much as I love PC gaming, it's not apples to apples when you look at it that way. Because you're talking about a console is a dedicated experience, whereas a PC, unless you're running some dedicated boot where nothing's running in the background, you got a bunch of shit going on at once. So it's not a fair comparison. There's always something taking away CPU time, and using it and holding up memory and all kind of stuff,
Right.
So
well,
it's another thing to look at.
There was a demo. Epic's Paragon made it clear just how fast the 1080 is. When Hong pulled up the guy that one of the he's the president, I believe. The GPU stats, it was running at 2.1 gigahertz, and the memory was running at 5.5 gigahertz. That's faster than any GPU today.
They said with an actual real life application, I think they were running Tomb Raider, and it's running at 1.7 times the performance of what it was. 70% more than 980. And what was the other one they used as a benchmark that I was looking at? A pretty intensive game that's still kind of relevant. It was Tomb Raider. Oh shit, I can't remember. But it was like, and they were running on ultra settings to see which one, pushed it harder. And these run cooler, lower power consumption. The big joke, everybody laughs when I say I'm a Radeon guy. Like, yeah, but they put off more heat. But I'm like, well, I never had issues because of that. I haven't had a Radeon crap out on me. I've had Nvidia's crap out on me.
Right. Well,
So,
I haven't had any really. I've had my experiences with both of them. I'm not gonna say bad or good because everybody has bad, parts. We're in the electronics industry, man. Your shit's gonna fail. That's just how it is.
The division, that was the one that I saw like the
Mhm.
benchmarks for, and and that's a beautiful game. When you run that game at ultra settings, even at baseline settings, that the division still is a very impressive game.
Oh yeah.
Seriously, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I lost train.
My bad. That was bugging me. I couldn't think what it was. But you know,
Mhm.
while we have this opportunity here, let's pull Beard and Hat into the chat. We haven't done Geeks Engaged officially for a while. You want to just do the bit real quick just to let people know how to connect with us, Obi? We'll jump ahead and then we'll go back. Because I miss your shotgun, Obi.
No, I'm good.
Aww. Well, if you do want to connect with us, we have a TeamSpeak server, so you should install that. You can join us live. iTunes reviews, that's something we really like. Twitter, at Geeky Antics, at Yogizilla, at Obi1X2. Facebook page, Geeky Antics. If you just search Geeky Antics, we're all over the place. Oh, voicemail/text line, 646-801-2149.
I remember now. Shush. Sorry.
Alright, we'll do it anyway,
with
whatever.
the AMD Nvidia.
Oh, okay, that's what you want to do.
I've never really had a huge problem with either of them. Like when one gives me a problem, I go to the other one, kind of thing. The only reason I have an AMD card now is because I have a whole AMD setup. Like I have a motherboard that will run better with an AMD in it. I have a top core AMD processor. I have all this stuff that's AMD. It's just a whole set, so it made sense to run that. If you have an AMD system and then you have an Nvidia card, that's where shit goes wrong, is because some of it shit's not compatible.
Yeah, and I love people that say you could drop an NVIDIA card in any system. No, NVIDIA is a lot more picky about what kind of rig you put it in. Radeon, through the years, you just drop it in, boom. You don't have to worry about chipsets and all this bullshit. If you have the socket, you have the actual, the type of bandwidth that it needs, and you meet the minimum requirements, done. And none of this, oh, well, you have revision 1.2 and you need revision 1.3, and, oh, it's not SLI 3.56854. Too much bullshit. That's why I got IT. It was just IT. I did IT for like 15 years. I still do it here and there for contract gigs, but it's just too much dick measuring and jerking off. Fuck it, I don't have time for that shit. I don't have patience for all the freaking elitist bullshit.
Yogi,
if it works, I'm done. What?
I have a question for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Roger that. It's time for Geeks Engaged.
Oh, now he does it.
Yeah, sure. And welcome to the Geeks Engaged segment, guys, in here. And we want to welcome, as soon as he unmutes his mic, Beard and Hat. What's up, dude?
Not much. How you guys doing tonight?
Well, I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I had to mute the mic so I didn't cough into your ears.
I thank you very much, sir.
Really appreciate that.
That's a very creepy voice.
I'll show you, creepy boy.
No, now we're just going to do the ASMR portion of the podcast.
Baby. Sorry.
I guess so. But we're going back to the news, though. And we brought you in just in time, Beard.
Mm-hmm.
Brought you in because we felt sorry for you.
Nintendo NX, all right? This Nintendo NX business. I know you're still a big Nintendo fan. Probably one of the few advocates that we know of, personally.
I try.
They have... Now, a lot of people are reporting this as a release date of March 2017. But it's a tentative thing because people are basing this off of the release date of a possible launch game. I.e. Zelda, which has been delayed. What are your thoughts on the Nintendo NX? Is it gonna come out in the release window? What do you think it's gonna be? Real quick, this is your 10 seconds of fame.
I'm thinking it wouldn't surprise me if they go VR. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But I think it's going to be another gimmicky Wii U, just slightly beefed up. And it's not going to be received well, the same as the Wii U. And they're doing the same thing with Zelda that they did with Twilight Princess.
Well said.
Twilight
sir.
Princess, they were like, "Oh, you have a GameCube. We have this game coming. We have another Zelda coming for you. Oh, we have a new system coming out now, so we're going to delay this Zelda game and put it out on both.
Yeah.
Enjoy."
Yeah. Well, one version was very different than the other because they were flipped maps, so that changed the game completely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because Link
Ooh,
is
a flipped
left-handed
map.
unless you're playing on the Wii.
Wow.
Crazy.
A flipped map, man. That
Changes
sounds-
everything.
Yeah, when you play with him left-handed, he has a tendency to trip over things and cut himself more for some reason. I don't know what that's about.
Well, if I had to be left-handed, I'd probably cut myself more too. Sorry, baby. Fifi's left-handed. I forgot. All the cool people are right-handed. We just
Well,
feel
left-handed
sorry
people
for you
do
guys.
tend to be more creative.
I can use both.
Ooh, you're officially like full-on ambidextrous.
I was until I got lazy and stopped writing with my left hand.
My son is primary left-handed too, so I'm fucked either way.
I can write with my left hand and draw with my left hand, but like if I don't do it enough, everything just comes out really derpy. Like,
Yeah, you lose the ability because if you're
Do that again?
right dominant, you just right dominant.
Well, what'd you say, Yogi? Do that again? What?
I don't remember the sound that was it that?
My son, he watches a show on YouTube, on that kid's YouTube, and they go, blah, 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 and he does that all the time.
That
Yeah.
sounds like something on from a Nintendo game right there, like maybe a Dragon Quest game.
It had, I don't know, I think they based it off of, like, their thing of, like, Mario, maybe.
Or Animal Crossing. What's
Mm.
up with a lot of Nintendo games? People don't actually talk; they just make weird sounds.
Yeah, like,
Pokemon.
They're from when there was no voice acting in games.
well, they need to
Never
put
added
some,
it to their budget.
they need to put some voices in that
That's
shit,
true.
man.
That's true.
I'm just saying, like, it would be beneficial to remake those games and put voices in there. That'd be fucking awesome.
It'd also be beneficial for them to make a Pokemon MMO, but you don't see
Oh
them
my
doing it.
god.
That'd be
good.
awesome too. I would actually play that.
I would too. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just saying, a Pokemon MMO. I would actually play that.
Pokemon
If
meets
they made a
Neopets.
Pokemon MMO, they have the story, they have all the different regions, they have the different gyms you can join, and they have 700 fucking Pokemon. How would that not be just a money printing machine?
Yeah, but 700 really? I mean, you think that's a lot, but like you get one of these people that are like, you know, hardcore like an MMO WoW player, 700 ain't shit.
Yeah.
Like that's like a week. No, serious. Like even other players, like with the game that Yogi plays, Elder Scroll Online. Like you can do a whole bunch of stuff, but like once you get those people that constantly do it and that's what they want to do and they find the best way to do it, dude, you're gonna have to put so much content out that it's not even gonna be worth it.
Nah, because you always have PvP. That's where
True.
usually there's always end game content that you could, once you get out, it's just a matter of like doing scoreboards and ladders and stuff like that until the next content comes out. There's a way to mitigate that,
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to keep coming out with so much content, then the people that are a little more casual are overwhelmed. Because like, damn, I barely just got through half of this, and you not a new shit. There is such a thing as too much content too. There's to be it's a delicate balance, BFG
Right.
says Monster Hunter Generation Special Edition. Nintendo new 3DS XL announced. Jesus Christ, a mouthful. And nobody's Robbie wanted us to know that he's ambidextrous. He goes both ways.
He goes both ways.
Oh, and BFT says that Metroid the Other M, that's the Team Ninja game, isn't it?
They botched that one so hard.
Most people hated that game for it. I don't know if that's why they hated it. Was it just because of the voice acting? I'm sure there was other reasons they didn't like Other M.
Well,
Because
the reason,
Prime was fantastic.
yeah, it was following up Prime, and the other M was kind of a turd.
Yeah, because I mean, Prime was, what is it? Original Prime, Echoes, and Corruption? Was it?
Yeah.
The 3? Those were fantastic. I mean, the 3D controls were a little weird to get at first, but after you got used to it, it was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can see where the voice acting wouldn't work there. But like Pokemon just recently, like it was like maybe 2 games back, they finally that's still pretty recent. After all these games they released, they finally added actual voices or real sound sample, not like this weird chirping shit. Like what the hell? Why did the Pokemon all sound like 8-bit bad sample like this indistinguishable sound like beep boop like what?
Part of that
Yeah.
was they were still appealing to the nostalgia.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Make it an option then. I don't know. Make it so people be able to flip back and forth or something. I don't know. But you kind of have to just, I don't know, usher in a new era. At some point, nostalgia only takes you so far, right?
And Nintendo's learning that now.
True that.
Now, to put things in perspective, so Nintendo's been pretty tight-lipped about what the NX will be, which, if they are going to keep to the March 2017 release, they really got to give people something solid to go on. You know, and they said they're not going to announce anything at E3 in June. By the way, E3 going to be June 14th, 16th in Los Angeles. You know,
I believe
Nintendo's
so.
Nintendo's not even planning to announce anything big there, at least not for the NX. So like, what? What?
Well, they
So-
have their own their Tokyo Game Show in September.
Right, but
If they're going to announce anything, it'll be then.
they also have to remember they have a huge audience here in the States there that pay attention to E3. But they gotta step outside of the comfort zone. Like Mitomo's encouraging because it shows that they're trying to get into this online thing. They're realizing there's a thing called a web browser, you know, and people use that to get their information, not Nintendo Power. I mean, they're just catching up now. Like, oh, hey, our next game has dial-up networking. You could call your friend through the phone line and play with them online. That's gonna be Nintendo's next announcement. It's like they're going backwards sometimes.
Right. BFT says it's not the nostalgia that's killing Nintendo. It's their belief that they need to innovate everything they touch. That's a good point, actually.
Now, here's the thing with that. The Wii U, everything that Nintendo made for the Wii U was great. Same with the Wii. Everything that Nintendo made worked well and was well thought out. It's the third parties that don't. They just don't get it, or they
Measure
don't want
up to
and
the
it's too
standards,
easy.
probably.
What's that?
Maybe measure up to the standards of Nintendo,
Yeah.
or don't hold deadlines like they're supposed to, and it screws Nintendo for some ungodly reason, unbeknownst to anybody else but them. Yeah.
Yeah.
About right.
Well, I think if you look historically, the times that Nintendo has been the most successful, it's when they've taken risks. But there's a difference between gimmicks and innovation. We talked about this before. You know, if they create something that really changes the experience and enhances it, that's great. You know, if it's something that's tacked on, like BFT in the chat talking about Star Fox Zero, that it would have been a perfectly awesome game. It would have been a upgraded version of Star Fox 64, which is beloved, but for the most part. But they messed with the controls and it messed things up.
Right.
They had that whole weird cockpit view, and they try to do this kind of pseudo VR. I mean, if you just to put in perspective, Wii U has sold around 10 million units worldwide. That's
Mm,
that's less than half of what the GameCube sold, which the GameCube didn't do stellar, but it still did well. And the Wii sold like 100 million plus, something crazy like that.
yeah, but I mean, the Wii U is already half in less the time, so I don't know. I think the Wii U can still come up and sell more in the near future because
Well,
they're
the Wii
coming
U
out.
right now, yeah, the Wii U is pretty much a done deal. Like the moment they made the Nintendo NX announcement, Wii U's pretty much dead. The only way they can salvage that and give people confidence is if they cannibalize the Wii U for peripherals on the NX. So people that do have that tablet can use it for like a second screen experience, something like that. You know?
Yeah, the handheld. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a smart move for them. It's like something optional, but they'll still enhance it enough. But the people that don't have it won't feel like they're left behind either.
Right.
Like this is a way to have that happy medium. But we'll see. Eh, I like the spirit of Nintendo. I just feel like they're too stubborn and slow. Like they really need to do something really amazing, and not just like some big gimmick like scratch and sniff controllers. And if you scratch it, after you load in this little cartridge, you can smell what's happening in the game.
What?
That's like something
Look,
they would do.
I would buy that for Cooking Mama.
I would actually buy that too.
Okay, maybe we would fall for that. I mean, I'm actually more excited about Smell-O-Vision still than VR.
Smell-O-Vision.
For most things.
Dude,
Jersey
I
Shore,
would
no.
I would be excited about VR except for the point that like I'll never be able to buy it cuz it's way too outside my price range for something like that. Like it just wouldn't happen.
BFT points out that Shigeru Miyamoto needs to retire because he has blatantly stated that he will not make a game that the fans want. He wants to innovate to make it unique, and that fans need to learn to play their way. That's kind of Nintendo's attitude. Like we're Nintendo, we do things our way, and these are our rules. Deal with it. And for the most part, people just.
The funny
take it.
thing is it's working. So like why fix something that's not broken?
Oh yeah, if Sony or Microsoft take that stance, forget about it. Like I
They're
said,
screwed.
but Nintendo's not competing with anyone but themselves. That's the reality of it. No
Right.
one goes, should I get an Xbox One or the Nintendo platform? That conversation doesn't
It's a
happen.
no-brainer. I mean,
Well, no, it doesn't happen because the different experiences. That's like
Right.
saying, do I want this sweatband or this apple? Like they're not even similar things.
speaking
I mean,
of,
unless you put apples in your head, then maybe.
right. Speaking of the Xbox One, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare will be set in space somewhat. Not going to be really any flying. I was looking at some pre-release stuff and then of course the intro and all that other stuff that was going on. And it's something that is going to be really 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 cool. Set in space, but what the fans really care about is the remastered COD 4. That's basically what it's going to be. Hopefully it'll be great. I am going to be playing that one when it comes out.
Let's hope they
Which-
get rid of Martyrdom.
Yeah.
Part
Battle
of them wasn't that bad.
Now, this next one, guys, I want you guys, this is a kind of a topic right here that I want to talk about. I want to know what you guys think. Battlefield 1. Controversially, we'll go back to World War 1. What are we doing? Yogi, what do you think?
So, Call of Duty series is going more into the future, and Battlefield is going back to the past. So,
I don't know why
Interesting
Battlefield
choice.
keeps doing this, man. Why it
Because
keeps
everyone
going
else
backwards.
Everyone else is doing future.
yeah.
And it seems like the Battlefield games don't want to go in that direction. That's why they tried with Hardline to go in a different direction.
And
Well, and
Hardline
again,
and Hardline failed monkey dicks.
and Hardline wasn't really a Battlefield game. It was a game that had Battlefield slapped on it last minute. That's really the big problem. I think Hardline would have done a lot better if it was like marketed differently. Don't call it Battlefield. I don't know. Call it Cops and Robbers.
True that.
It would have done better as an expansion pack to Battlefield 4, but it was too close to the Battlefield 4 release. So everyone was just burned out from playing hundreds of hours of Battlefield 4. They didn't want another one.
Yeah. That's another thing too. That I feel like Hardline has always felt more like a $20, $30 game. And again, it kills me. Like all these games releasing at full price.
It's free with EA Access right now, by the way.
Okay, yeah, now, but like still, you have to pay it to some degree. You're limiting your audience, and without people actually playing the game online, what's the point? Well, campaign, stop it.
Right. I actually got it off EA Access, and I was just, no offense, I was just so displeased that it was just like I don't understand why they even made it, kind of thing. Like, especially within the time frame that it actually came out, and it was just, I don't know. I can't explain it. What I'm trying to think.
Hardline was literally already I think it was pretty much done when EA approached the dev studio and said, you know what, we'll make this the next Battlefield. That's literally what happened. It wasn't developed as a Battlefield game. It was just kind of, tweaked a little bit and said, oh, this is Battlefield.
Right. Yeah, because it doesn't have the Battlefield feel. It has more of a Call of Duty feel, if anything.
Now, the interesting thing, too, is that we've seen a lot of World War II settings, but we haven't seen many World War I settings. So that's another, that could be interesting and stuff in itself. BFT's like, triplanes, dude, triplanes. Robbie says Battlefield, at least, they're listening to the fans. And I think people, the camp that says it's going to be boring to go back to the old stuff. And then the camp that says, thank God, I'm tired of all this futuristic shit.
10 years ago, you had every game was World War One, and everyone just wanted something fresh and modern, so they trotted out Modern Warfare.
Wasn't it more World War II?
Yeah, it was World War II, rather.
It was World War II, yeah.
But World War One, that war, it was trench warfare. It wasn't a lot of run and gun. It was, you dug a hole and you fired over that hole.
And
not exactly compelling.
No one's gonna be really playing that that way either. It's gonna be a bunch of people like jumping out of the like little trenches and the foxhole and be like, ah.
Mustard gas. It wasn't compelling like World War II, which was more ground warfare.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot more stuff going on. A lot
Zeppelins.
More variety.
BFT said Zeppelins, but if you want Zeppelins, you need to go play the what game is that on PC?
With the Guns of Icarus.
Guns of Icarus, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got someone else that wants to join us. Oh yeah, you got it. All right, cool. Obi's on it.
Go ahead, dude.
So I think Battlefield 1 is promising.
You can come in here anyway. You bring yourself in, dude. Shit.
Well, he's waiting for a good introduction. That's all.
I ain't introducing Harry.
Oh my goodness.
You introduce Harry.
So anyway, overall, the funny thing is, most people prefer Treyarch over Infinity Ward. But the fact that Call of Duty 4 Remastered is going to be part of this package, and they're saying it won't be available as a standalone purchase, which is bullshit, because eventually will. This game is probably going to outsell the last 3 or 4 Call of Duties. It's going to be stupid.
Right. Well, let him know that he is able to talk. Harry, what's going on? Everybody has... he changed his name, too.
Yeah.
RM Hazza to the show. Welcome, dude. How you doing?
Doing okay.
We're talking about something. Just chime in whenever you feel the need.
Well, I
It was-
heard
yeah, it was
World War One
with their
games,
news.
and I instantly went to. I play a game, and it's called Verdun, and it's 1914 to 1918, I think. And so it's it's all the trench warfare. You've got Germany, France, and I think there's Britain, but I don't know. But it's all trench warfare, and you get yelled at and whistles to go out and charge across the no man's land, and then there is mustard gas and all that, and so that's what I thought of.
Well, the good thing about mustard gas too, if you have some bologna, some bread handy, you're ready to go. No, too
Wow,
soon?
you're a fucking nerd.
Not exactly.
I'm sorry, I had to use. I was sweating bullets. I was like, I had to make the fun. I had to make the fun. There's a few. I think there's a few World War One games out there that I've played. I think Verdun may have been one of them. What was that other game we were playing, Obi? They had the really shitty single shot rifles and you had not even Lugers. It was really everything was really shitty. What was that game?
I don't
And there
remember.
was no fully automatic weapons. It was all
I don't remember really playing a really shitty game like that. Sorry.
Well, it wasn't shitty. It was actually fun, but they're basically using pea shooters at each other. I don't remember the game though.
Yeah, I don't remember either, man.
We played that briefly. There's been a few of them out there, but still, it's usually World War II. Because World War II is sexy, as far as storytelling goes. Not that I'm saying the events were great. I'm not glorifying that.
That's because the Nazis are the ultimate bad guy. They have been for the last 100 years.
That's true, and a lot of fictional characters are based off of Nazis in some degree. They just kind of twist it up a little bit. Yeah, no, these are not Nazis. They're zombies. They just happen to have swastikas on them. Yeah.
It's Hydra. It's not the Nazis.
That's
Dang,
funny.
that's a very good example.
Oh,
right there.
dude, that show is getting so fucking awesome.
Hopefully we'll get to that. We do have to talk some TV.
I'm spilling the beans. Spoilers at this end of this show, motherfuckers. I'm tired of not speaking my mind. All I want to do is speak my mind.
What are we going to spoil?
It's a little TV.
DC
Little
Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Darth
No.
Vader's Luke's father.
bit. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. I heard about that.
Dude, why?
I think I saw
Son of
that
a
on
bitch.
Imgur. I was like, damn, mind blown.
Also,
Totally lost.
Yogi, your mind's blown within seconds.
So
Harry, I'm lost too. It's okay.
Okay, at this point, I don't even know what the hell you're all talking about. So
We don't either, dude. That's the fun part.
best part
I'd
about
be-
this whole thing, right?
that's
Yeah,
right.
dude. We have no fucking clue what's going on. Just chime in when you feel need. Bad Company
Okay.
2 was really good. I
Bad
really
Company
liked
is
that.
a good game.
All the destruction in that game.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, if you did it right, you could damn near topple a whole building and everybody inside it.
Oh
Dude,
yeah,
it was
no,
great.
See, I used to be the C4 guy. I used to just run around, and my team would lure the whole enemy team into one building and then run out, and I just I'd push the button, and all of a sudden the whole building was collapsing on the enemy team.
Nice.
That engine was fantastic. I feel like Frostbite engine has kind of gone backwards because it was all about environmental destruction and interaction,
Mhm.
and now it doesn't feel quite as much. I loved Battlefield 3. I haven't really had a chance to dig into Battlefield 4 as much, but that launch of Battlefield 3 was terrible. Oh,
oh yeah, I remember. It was the tactical flashlight that could blind people from across the map in broad daylight. That was quite the addition to the game.
That's awesome.
everybody,
Hey, dude, that
everybody was
hey,
rocking that.
I use that shit a lot to get a whole bunch of kills, so...
So I hate you most of all.
Yes, because that's what I had, dude. When I had the choice, I would get my a sniper rifle with C4 and a rocket launcher. Because then really, if I can't shoot you with a sniper rifle, I'm going to try to blow you up. Good times, yes. Indeed, sir. Good times.
The thing about Bad Company, I'm surprised they didn't keep that going because it was Battlefield with an attitude. Like, the characters were heroes, but kind of maybe almost anti-heroes because like wasn't the whole thing that they would loot, with the collect the spoils of war. They did good things, but they were like mainly after the loot. So like you had the game modes like Gold Rush and all that other stuff like that. And I don't know, it was different. It had more personality,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was definitely a fun campaign, which feels like it's lacking in first-person shooters lately.
Yeah. For the last several years.
I personally would rather and I'm not gonna do this for obvious reasons, but I would rather they separate the campaign. The people that want the campaign pay X price, and people that just want the multiplayer pay X price, or Y price, whatever. It'd have to be 1-on-1, but
Yeah, but I mean, from a business standpoint, they're going to think that's, too much work to separate it and everybody just gets one game. That's just how you do it.
If we were completely on all digital sales at this point, then they would do that, I think.
I think they.
Sorry.
I think they won't because they want to make sure that everybody buys it and justify the development costs. So they're just gonna bundle it up. They don't care if people don't play one part. You know what I mean? Because people will buy the full game and be happy just playing the multiplayer, and they'll skip the campaign completely. But then they play for the campaign.
Think of it as an experiment, though, from the business's standpoint. The company will split them off into both. And if no one buys the campaign, they can then cut that budget entirely for the next game and only make it multiplayer and just focus on that.
Mm-hmm. Or even like I don't know. I'm still.
Oh yeah, BFT makes a good point. On PC, you could buy Black Ops 3 multiplayer as a standalone, $15. See, that model makes a lot more sense to me. So like we've seen some examples of it. I think it should be a more widespread thing. I'm one of those guys that doesn't care about the single player. Like I just want the multiplayer 90% of the time.
Right.
There's the game companies that they rely on. As BFT says, $15 for the multiplayer. Well, they depend on the fact that they're gonna make, you're gonna spend $100 trying to, get further and further into their game on multiplayer. Which is why a lot of multiplayer games are free, because then they go, well, we know you're gonna spend money, so.
Oh yeah, freaking DLC is a joke now.
Yeah, the microtransactions, like they put them in the last Call of Duty with the supply drops with actual weapons in there.
Oh god, yeah. People it's like between opening card packs and like opening up loot crates is like the biggest fan now in games, and we fall for it because it's fun. It's like something to do. It's like Christmas every time, right?
It's gambling.
Yeah.
My mom screams at me every single time I spend a penny on an online game.
Oh yeah, it adds up over time.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So moving on, movie stuff. Ratchet and Clank movie got slammed by the critics, and I'm not even gonna say what the Rotten Tomatoes rating was or what it had on Metacritic, but I'm hearing good things from the gamers, the gaming community. So people are digging it. I'm not a big Ratchet and Clank guy, so I can't say anything about it, but I know people are talking about it. Hey, good Chief. Have a good night, man.
How much of that do you think is nostalgia goggles, though?
I think so. I mean, even people are talking about
Quite a bit of it,
the
probably.
game. Like, I don't know. Like Ratchet and Clank, I feel like is one of those things. Like, I feel like you have to like grow up with it or really form an emotional attachment to really care about it. Because every time I hear people talking about it, I'm like, it doesn't really sound like something that would really interest me. I don't know. Fun to watch. Anybody watch Civil War?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Wait, what?
Captain
Marvel-
America: Civil War.
Yeah.
No.
They got. I
Good
haven't
movie.
seen it. I haven't seen it yet, but you got they got like a 96 on Metacritic. So
Did you read the comics?
No.
The Civil War? No?
No.
Do that. The Civil War comics were probably the best stretch of Marvel writing, along with the branch off into Captain America. The storyline after Civil War was some of the best comic book writing I've seen in years. They haven't come close to it since. Really good if you're a fan of comics. Just pick up like the Ed Brubaker section of Captain America. Great.
So have you seen it and read it?
Oh yeah, the movie
So-
is completely different.
Oh, it is.
You know, if they make a Dark Souls 1 movie, I'll watch that. 'Cause- No, I'm not saying the content is bad. I don't like it. Like, I love the content. I love the knights and that old, the old school content and stuff. But I just don't. Just not. I don't know. It's just not something I want to spend money
I
for
think-
right now.
I think the appeal of Dark Souls though is that it doesn't really tell a story. Like people say that it's this rich universe, but honestly, it gives you a breadcrumb, and then people take that and make this elaborate story out of it. And I can almost guarantee that people that like did the writing, like storyboarded it, was like, okay, fire, bad things happen, dragons here, dragons gone, okay, and you're hollowed, bleach, okay, cool, but not anime style. It's more Western. That's like that
Yeah.
was their whole concept, and they just ran with that.
Okay.
I don't think they can make a Dark Souls movie without having a lot of people pissed off, because that's kind of the mystique of that series, is the fact that you make up your own conclusions.
Well, they put out a Dungeons and Dragons movie and didn't pissed a whole bunch of people off, and they didn't care.
Yeah, but
If,
the
if there's
dragon.
money to be made, they're not going to care who they piss off.
Yeah, but Dungeons and Dragons is different though. There's actual campaigns that have specific stories, right?
Whatever. Yeah, you still butchered the shit out of it.
Well, yeah, that's a whole different story. All right, Robbie, have a good day at work, man. Have a good night, or well, morning for you.
For reals. Later, Rob. B. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
BFT
try to
saying-
remember next time.
BFT saying that a Dark Souls movie would be very difficult because it has a huge background story that takes place over many different locations and time periods. Yeah, it's.
Flashbacks,
it's-
motherfuckers. Flashbacks.
Oh yeah, man. Hopefully they can get Guggenheim or whatever his name is from Arrow to do all the flashbacks. They have a bunch of shirtless scenes and do random push-ups. Yes, I brought it back there, Obi.
You did.
Mark Guggenheim. Like, yes. You have 50% flashback, 50% actual story plot development. Like, flashback. Oliver is drinking tea while his soul is getting ripped off. But don't worry, he's sitting by a bonfire. He can reset the experience and learn from his mistakes.
I'm.
Okay.
I don't
I'm
wanna-
kidding,
I don't
okay,
want
I
to
like-
talk
I like
to you
Arrow.
anymore.
I like Arrow. It just has serious flaws.
Yeah, so do you.
Oh, damn.
We don't dog the shit out of you every chance we get.
Well, we could, but we choose
Well.
not to.
We do. Never mind. Continue.
So back to Battleborn, we mentioned this earlier. That, it's been getting kind of mixed reviews, and Metacritic scores have been between 71 and 76 on average. What shocked me was the fact that the PC actually had the best overall reviews and ratings for it. I'm like, huh? I would think it'd be the opposite, because like this is something fresh on console. On PC, it's kind of like, oh, here's the number 101 of the same kind of game.
Yeah, but PC fans are going to be a bit more forgiving to a MOBA.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how that works out, and I think PC players also understand mobile mechanics more. Like from when I read the console reviews, if you read the console reviews versus the PC reviews, when people were citing issues with the game, the PC people were citing issues with like the lack of content, lag, and other things like that. Basically design things. But on the console, with many mechanics, that like, it's really confusing. I didn't understand about doing this and blah blah blah. It's like, so I don't know where they messed up communicating how you play, the game and the core mechanics. A little bit of everything, but the main thing people ultimately go back to is the fact that the content. A lot of people are saying it doesn't feel like a game that should be full price. It's great, but when you realize you paid X amount for it, you're like kind of bitter about it.
That's how I've felt about most games I've bought in the last 3 years.
Ouch.
I paid $100 for Destiny and shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't buy The Division.
I still really enjoy that game. But
it was just that bomb of they didn't know how to handle people taking advantage of them. Like they were just like, "Oh, what do we do? Shut it off! Shut it off! Don't give any free gear away." Well, now you had pissed everybody else, and everybody else has now quit playing because you shut off the gear.
Yeah.
I don't do challenging missions just for that freaking reason. I just don't. There's no point in it.
No, you still get rewards off of challenging. They had shut off the things off of the incursion. That was the big thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. The incursion, I don't run it because of. I said challenging. Sorry, I don't run the incursion because of the. I don't get anything from it. There's no point.
Yeah, there's not really any point to do it if you're not gonna get any reward out of it. But they did bring that back up. But I think that game ultimately, like right now, I would ignore the PvP as much as possible. I don't find that part compelling. For the PvE, it's a rare game. There's not much like it out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame that because there's PvP in there and it's tied into the PvE, and they have these exploits and these balancing issues, it's really detracting from the core experience. So,
right.
The PvP can be great, but it's not right now. But so yeah. Doom, as we speak, is releasing in most places, or has already released. Many places.
Doom is out 12/12 Eastern Time, East Coast.
So, I'm excited about the game, and I think we'll just speak to it real quick, because Beard, you were saying that you talk about how you enjoyed the game, right? The beta.
Battleborn? Or Doom?
No, Doom.
Yeah, I enjoyed the multiplayer. I actually had fun in the couple hours that I had actually hands-on with it. It felt like an old arena-style shooter.
Interesting you say that too, because a lot of people were saying that they were expecting an arena shooter and not what they got. I'm like, what do you expect an arena shooter? Like, it has pickups. They were like, oh yeah, it has pickups, but it doesn't have weapon pickups. Like, oh my god, really?
No, you pick a class, you go with your loadout, and you go. And there's shields you pick up health, you pick up the demon suit, which was fantastic.
It is great playing as a Revenant.
Oh yeah. That was the part that had me like, I kind of want to buy this game. Just that alone.
Yeah,
I don't know why everyone's shitting on it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I think it's a fun game. Honestly, it's different from all the other shit it's releasing right now. I think people have unrealistic expectations. Like, they keep rebuying the same Call of Duty game, but then Doom that hasn't released a game in years. I mean, Doom 3 was original Xbox. Holy shit! It's been over 10 years since the last Doom came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn. I didn't even think about it. That's been that long. Like,
It has.
they brought it back. the major complaint with Doom 3 was there was a corridor shooter. So they fixed that and brought it back to the roots. They made a map editor. Like it feels a lot like classic Doom with updated graphics. They may not be the best graphics in the market, but they're not freaking shabby. It's fun. I mean, the only thing I would, if I had to complain about something, the controls feel a little floaty. But that also kind of keeps true. Let's hold true to like how old shooters used to be. Like it's very like fast. You're kind of like sliding around everywhere. That's slippery, like it's responsive, but you know, it feels a little, it's weird. It's like a little floaty. Like I don't know how else to describe it, but it's still the controller tight enough for what it is. You know what I mean?
It's a little floaty, yeah.
Anyway, I'm excited about it.
So not sinking, but floating.
Exactly, Obi. Thanks for the backup.
Just trying to help you out, bro.
Overwatch. I know Beard thinks this one is a stinker. You got 2 weeks, the 24th.
It's not a stinker of a game. It's not worth the full price on console, first of all.
Yeah.
The maps need some major retooling. And there seems to be some filler characters in there that could be cut out. And the game's shit if you're playing with randoms. If you're not playing with at least 2 people you know, games, don't buy it.
No, I said Beard, not BFT. Thought I was talking about him. No, Beard said it was a bit of a stinker. Well,
Yeah.
actually, your exact words were he said it didn't do much for you.
No, not at all. I see that it's going to do well. Especially, I think it's going to do well on console, but I'm not paying $60 for that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really don't want to pay $60 for it either.
I feel the same way about Battleborn, too. I mean, I know people say, oh, well, Battleborn has a single-player campaign. But again, the main draw is the multiplayer. And I feel like there's opportunities from the microtransaction that probably going to take advantage of that. So, and it's a game that's going to be driven by a multiplayer community. Again, if you don't have, like, chances are if you don't have friends, like you said, if you're playing with randoms, it's kind of age because you want to coordinate at least with one other person. Say, I'm going to run this guy, you run that guy, we can back each other up. You know?
Yeah, for the most part, when you're in voice chat in the group with the rest of your, quote, team,
Right.
if you're with randoms, they're all just trying to get kills and that's it. They want to see their name in lights at the end of the match with the play of the game.
Oh, God, yeah. Which the play of the game, I feel like that's one of the opportunities. I feel like it should be something more like maybe capture someone doing a clutch. Like if you play as Mercy, you do a clutch move where you dodge a bunch of fire, like kill a guy or two and revive like 3 people on your team, and then you make a push to win. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That would be
But-
like really clutch.
Yeah. Especially since their gun's kind of shitty.
You'd never get that achievement, Yogi.
Hey, I've revived 2 people at once. Pretty good. But you know, Blizzard is usually really good about this kind of stuff. Like the big thing with them, like I don't know if you noticed, they don't really have like they don't have like a scoreboard of like showing how many kills you have and all that. So they're not a big focus on KD. It's a lot like Heroes of the Storm. So I like that. You can change your character in the middle of the match. You're not stuck with the decision.
That's real nice too.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things to do in there, but I agree. Like, as exciting as the game is, it's like what you think about like $59.99, and by the time you put tax, in most places you're spending $65 or more. Then you're thinking about it's like, damn, that's rough. So
Right.
I don't know. They'll probably do well. I
Oh,
still have a feeling that it's gonna do really well on PC and not so much on consoles for some reason.
I kind of think it'll be the other way. I think on PC, the people will get bored of it and go back to playing Team Fortress because it's what they're comfortable with.
It's TF2 remake.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Right, but the thing is, there's also people that a major portion of the players, the user base, is going to be people that are already in the Blizzard ecosystem on Battle.net.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to help our lives. Like, oh, I'm going to play a little Hearthstone. Oh, let me switch it up with this, you know. I'm going to play some StarCraft 2. Like, another game in their stable that you could rotate between, like, oh, World of Warcraft, you know? You
So
spend like 8 hours in
those
World of
people
Warcraft.
don't have Steam that they could just click over to if they want to shoot something as opposed to play cards. I don't see it being really heavily as a loop in there because it already exists elsewhere.
You'd be surprised. Like, a lot of my friends that I know that are hardcore into any single game on Blizzard, chances are that they play another game heavily on Blizzard. And I rarely see them on, like, Steam or anything else.
That and they all love
So-
Tracer.
Yeah, people that are people
Oh,
that are
yeah.
on Blizzard, they're only on Blizzard. They're not on Steam. They're not on this. They're on Blizzard. They have one of two, one of three now because TeamSpeak's not getting used very much. It's Ventrilo or Mumble. And they go to town with their guilds and they do whatever they want to do on their MMOs and or they go play StarCraft as a group or they go, do a whole bunch of shit. And that's all they play is Blizzard games. Straight up. That's it.
Now, on the flip side, I do see that it is a fresh experience on the console. And it's also easier to play on console because you have aim assist.
Mm-hmm.
That changed the dynamic completely. Because on PC, if you're not on point with the keyboard and mouse, it could be rough. That's
No,
the side
'cause
that people
people
talk
say
about.
that on the PC the aiming is a little forgiving.
Yeah, I play both.
It is forgiving. But that aim assist really does help. It really does help, especially if you're one of those people that just can't snap to a person, on keyboard and PC. It does help. Not very much, but it helps. Just say.
I'll take your word
Yeah.
for it.
I mean,
You're gonna have to, because that's all I got.
I know a lot of PC elitists will say that someone with keyboard and mouse will always be someone with a gamepad.
And
I
it
call-
depends
I-
on what game.
Yeah, and I call bullshit on that because they're also, it's really easy to mess up with a mouse. So
It's
you have
easy
more
to mess up
precision.
with a controller too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
and I
Just
guess
watch me play.
it just comes down to like what you have experience with it. Honestly,
Right.
different kind of mechanics, but it's not a natural advantage as much as people like to think. Some last few news items here. So Twitch has a friends list. Okay, moving on. Twitch has also been integrated to Battle.net, so there's that. I think you get a little cool reward. I think you get something in Hearthstone if you integrate it. I forget.
Yeah, who knows?
Supergirl.
Who cares?
Supergirl is moving to CW. So it's no longer a CBS show. And I was saying this from the beginning. I'm like, why is this show on CBS? This feels like it should be a CW show.
Because
be
they
with
wanted
the-
it to be a big marquee show.
And CBS realized that they just don't have that audience.
Yeah.
But like, where's
Mhm.
Tom Selleck?
He dead.
Where's the crime scene investigation? What's going
Dead.
on here?
Dead.
This isn't Bing Boing Theory. What's going on?
They finally got Abby. All the time she's been kidnapped and damn near murdered, they finally got that bitch.
Oh my god. Jesus. I didn't know what to talk about.
Sorry, Miss Shuto.
Actually, Big Bang is another show that feels
Don't
a little
kill
out of
me.
place, but they have CBS is either like golf, like boring golf games.
Hey,
God, those announcers put you to sleep.
you backed up golf my golf
Sitcoms.
games, fool.
I
And
prefer golf over baseball.
I'm playing golf right now.
I like playing golf, but guys, there's no way you can make that exciting unless you have a freaking Mexican going goal, like something. There needs to be some hype in that. Like I remember watching some golf games. I'm
Why's
like,
it gotta be a Mexican? Why can't it be a Puerto Rican?
the few times we don't do the soccer thing. But anyway,
Because Mexicans are the best announcers. Watch any international sporting event. And
That's
it's better with the
racist.
Mexican announcers.
they
True.
bring the hype.
They are the most hype.
I'm just saying though, if you ever catch yourself on an afternoon watching a golf game on TV and you don't have some alcohol handy, that's how you know you've hit rock bottom. And I will pray for you. That's all I want to say.
Well, you know what? You can suck.
Could that happen to me? And I was like, damn, I need to like do something because I must be depressed or something, man. I need some change in my life.
That hurts, Yogi.
It's okay, OP. It's all right. What else we got? Some more comic book show stuff. So rumors have it that Marvel's gonna be possibly rebooting the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, because they feel it's become too dense. There's a good write-up on the potential paths they might take over at Den of Geek. I'll put the link in the chat. But the good news is we probably won't see this until 2019. We still got some time.
They have to reboot it because the actors aren't going to sign on. And in Civil War, I mean, Don Cheadle and Robert Downey Jr. looked like they got hit with age hard.
That's what people were saying. Well, I don't see a problem. I don't see why they just don't have the balls to freaking recast and keep the continuity going. That's what I would prefer. But we're so invested in this. Now, if they feel like they need some creative liberty, I'd be okay with them saying, all right, the TV shows are no longer contingent with the movies. That's a really hard thing to follow through with, right? They're kind of a slave to the plot. You know, give the shows the freedom to run with whatever they want, and maybe the shows might refer to some things in the movie universe, but they can also make up their own rules too if they want. That might confuse some people, but that's fine.
I don't know if I agree with them doing that, because in the comics, if they have like a major story arc going, you have all these other sub-comics below it with minor threads going on that interweave with the big ones. So they could still pull it off with the TV shows being minor support to the big movies that are coming out.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. NBFT is pointing out that this week's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had impacts from Civil War. Yeah, they were definitely calling back a lot. I caught those references, even though I haven't seen the movie yet.
I mean, that puts a lot of pressure on the fans of the TV shows to be sure that they go see the movie as soon as possible. So that's smart in Marvel's mindset to throw that in.
Yeah, that's true. But
I mean,
at the same
it's not
time,
like people weren't going to go see Civil War, but
at the same time, I didn't feel like I missed out on anything. Like, I still enjoyed the plot in itself, you know? So I don't feel like that backdrop was that crucial. Like, for Cap America 2, that was a big thing. With the whole, what went down with S.H.I.E.L.D., you know?
that would be kind of important in a show called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I think so. So, hey, real quick, we're not even going to intro this. We have some more podcast recommendations. This will be our podcast recommendation, / quickie / shout-outs segment. Some podcast we didn't get to mention last week. 365 Flicks podcast, if you like stuff to talk about movies and TV like we just get into every now and then. They go even deeper than us, and they're even more salty and, or as they say, pissy about it. Plus, they have cooler accents. Check them out. You have a British guy and a Scottish guy, if I'm not mistaken. You have Kevin and Chris, good guys. Hopefully, we'll have them on our shows sometime soon. Our schedules just don't line up that well because of the time differences and whatnot. But soon, so we can do some formal introductions. Gaming Death Podcast, they're the show before us. They air directly to the Gaming Death channel on Twitch. Eventually, they'll be simulcast to Geeky Antics, but they're not technically inclined, and we forgive them. It's all right. Most people aren't. But they are part of the network. They are a flagship show, and really good, a different perspective on the gaming industry. Like, they talk about some shit that I have absolutely no interest in, but the way they talk about it makes me a little bit curious about it. So that's kind of cool. And Pokemon, I do like Pokemon. Actually, they talk about Dark Souls as well, so I'm giving props on that. And Magic. Okay, so I do like some of the stuff they talk about. Some of the other stuff is like very obscure. I'm like, huh? So random games, definitely listen to them. Uncanny Expos, you get the comics and your everything tangents to comics, you know, collectibles and whatnot. We talked about horrible gamers earlier, and then the other show, Horribly Awkward, where Sean Imes does very awkward things with guests. Last time we had a Sissy Jones, voice actress, has done a lot of things. She's done Walking Dead, Telltale Games, Firewatch. What else did she do? She did a bunch of stuff. I can't even think about it now. Really cool gal.
Man, I'm gonna end up leaving this dude's show. 'Cause he's gonna push and prod until I go, you know what? Later.
Who? Show.
I'm.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
But you just.
Hey, don't. No, don't. I don't want to talk about it.
It feels like, but you just did.
No, I didn't. Let's just keep going.
It's like when your better half walks into the room and they're kind of doing the mopey walk, shuffling about. Then the heavy, obvious sigh. And you're like, and you ignore it because you know it's a trap. They keep doing it. And then, you know, and then finally you bite because you're retarded. So why not? It's like, what's wrong, babe? Oh, it's nothing.
Let me tell you what.
Don't tell me. I really want to know. And then next thing you know, 3 days later, you're like, fuck, what just happened to my time? Where am I? Like everything's a blur.
You going to
What just
hell.
happened?
Your wife gonna whoop your ass, dude.
Hey, I'm just saying, if you're gonna open up that can of worms, you know, make sure you have some time on hand.
I'm just saying your wife's gonna whoop your ass, dude. Just letting you know.
Make sure you're not cooking something and you don't want it to burn.
She gonna whoop you.
All right. NSF Wrestling, NSFW podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Cool guys. There's an asshole named Obi on there.
Yeah, fuck you, dude.
Another guy named Faye.
No, it's not Fatal anymore. It's actually just Blades.
Okay, thank God. That's how you mentioned that earlier in the show.
I
That
did.
Fatal
And you
thing was
still didn't
irking me
listen.
for so long. I know, but still, that Fatal thing still irked me so much. The F8TL. And no, there's already a T sound in 8, in the number 8. So you don't need the T in there. Ah. It's a double T sound? What is it? I don't know.
You took that a little too far.
You did take it a lot too far.
I do tend to do that.
I just want to
Those-
put that out there. Like, that was too much, bro.
Another show on our network, The Social Dozen.
Wait.
You want to hear a bunch of random people. You know, it's 4 out of, I don't know how many hosts we have now. We have a big stable of podcast hosts. We rotate them every week. Last time I checked, we had like 15 people. We have much more than that now, I think. You know, 4 people get together and we talk about different topics. What's trending on social media? What's hot? What's not? Things that are interesting in our lives. Things that are grinding our gears, etc., etc. Stuff that usually doesn't fit into our other shows, as well. Sometimes I get a little political too, so word of warning there. CADcast. This is a little more mainstream. Cheap ass gamers. It's still fun to listen to. That's kind of funny because like they're the cheap ass gamers, but then they start talking about things like that I can't relate to. Like, yes, I just bought 2 Titan X's and I put them into my $4,000 computer that I have built inside of a rocket ship, and I'm having some performance issues. I might have to spend another $10,000 to get it working right. I'm like, huh? This is a misnomer. But you still talking about virtual reality. I'm like, nah, that's no longer cheap ass gaming. Those are mutually exclusive propositions. You know? You can't.
Well,
like,
maybe you should make one called Broke Ass Gaming. Just take all their content that they were talking about before they became rich, and then rich became cheap.
That's true. That's definitely broke ass game might be better because if you spending money like that, you probably don't have much money afterwards. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Yeah, it's a good call, man. See
Is that
that?
why people with $10,000 PCs only play Minecraft?
They can't
God,
afford to buy any other games.
so sad,
Knew it.
and not far from the truth. My last podcast recommendation is Elder Scrolls Off the Record because even though I don't play the game much these days because can't afford that kind of time sink. I like hearing about community. Very interesting world. Very interesting game too. You guys have any podcasts you want to recommend?
Nah.
Timey-wimey tea time.
I
On
hear it's a good
Saturdays, it's tomorrow. I do want to let you know the host on there, he's a fucking asshole. His name is Blades. And then there's Yogi too. He's on there too. And that's when Blades will show up. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Really, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hear that one. Like, so, talking shit about me on HorsePLAY Live, huh?
Wait till he has to hear what I had to say about Once Upon a Time. We get into it.
Oh boy.
Nah, I like the show, but literally, and we'll get into the next segment. I know we're about to wrap up.
I know we gotta wrap up, but that being said, with what you just said about Once Upon a Time, I've started and stopped that show 6 or 7 times. Okay? Like, right now, I'm not even caught up to it. Like, and I don't really care either. I mean, like, I'll when I get to it, I'll watch it. If I don't get to it, I won't watch it.
Oh, BFT just reminded me of something that I meant to get around to. So, next month, Scrolls may be shut down or be put on life supports. So I'm sad about that, but BFT is saying there's a game out there that he really did. It's called Duelist with a Y. And it looks like it has potential because you build a 40-card deck, but it's played as a tactics game, just like Scrolls. He compared it to Hearthstone meets Final Fantasy Tactics.
Or a Yu-Gi-Oh!
I
Pokemon.
think Scrolls did inspire this game. I mean, there's only a handful of the game that fit that mode. The other one was Ferrario. A few of us got to test the alpha out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty exciting. So remind me, maybe we'll play that for next week because I love Scrolls, but it's like I feel like I shouldn't even bother putting more time into it. I'll be just more sad that it's gonna go away. Unless we can rally everybody to play it, and maybe they'll see that people actually play the game and love it, and then they'll like invest in it.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. This shit's done.
This just killed me because Microsoft
dead.
They bought Mojang for freaking Minecraft. That's it. All those billions of dollars for one game, when they have other things that are valuable.
Well, duh.
But now Notch has a castle.
Well, he had the castle already. Now he has a bigger castle. Oh, Notch. He's an interesting character.
He built an Orlando in northern Norway.
Oh my lord, I don't doubt it at all. He has one of those crazy pools too that looks like it's like goes on to infinity. Looks like he's nifty. Oh, okay. BFT says the drop rates are nuts in the game. He bought 10 packs and got 2 or 3 legendaries. Ah, okay. So how much can you get? How well can you do if you just play it free? Thing. So anyway, we're gonna wrap up with WWBP, WWBW. What we've been playing, what we've been watching, and we probably won't get around to the games. I think we talked enough games anyway.
Yeah.
Talk some TV shows. Obi, do you want to start? Or Beard?
I can, so I can get mine out of the way. I'm pretty much watching the same thing, guys. Unless new shows come out, we're sorry, I thought I was ready, but it's not giving me my webpage. Instead of like when new shows come out for like the actual summer season, which should be this coming month, or actually they've already started. Like Empire and of course we watch wrestling, Nashville, The Voice, DC Legends. I'm just kind of keeping up on all these. Eventually, at the end of the seasons, I'm gonna want to talk about them. So be prepared. If you do talk about any of these shows that I watch religiously, and I filter through Hulu every day, and the ones that are on Hulu is the ones that I watch. I even watched my new episodes of The Simpsons, man.
Simpsons. I wonder how long they're gonna keep that show going. That's crazy.
And Flash is getting freaking awesome.
So there might be some spoilers.
Well,
some spoilers,
here
folks.
at the end of the season, the season right here that's happening right now, I'm telling you guys need to catch up because if you don't, sorry, you might not. You might not want to watch that show.
Maybe we'll announce a dedicated spoiler cast. That's what we'll do. But just to catch up, so is that all you've been watching, Obi?
Well, yeah. What else do you want me to know? I've been watching some birds fly in the sky. I didn't think that was too relevant or important, so I didn't say it. But I can tell you what I've been watching the whole time.
Well, The Flash.
Flash is getting awesome.
Yeah, they didn't sit on the loss of the Speed Force. I like the way they handled it though. I kind of saw it coming, but I was still satisfied with it.
I didn't see it going into that to where he actually had. Yeah, I didn't see where he actually had to go to get it. You know what I mean? Like, shit. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm gonna give something up.
Well, we're ready more people ahead of time. If you don't want spoilers, you may want to skip the last 20, 30 minutes of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing with that is I knew that he was hung up on something, and I had a feeling it had to do with his mother. You know, like because you could tell they kind of telegraphed it really hard, like his body language, and he kept that like he was beating himself up constantly. Like he had weight. He had
Yeah,
baggage,
because I mean,
you know?
what kid is not gonna think about he had a chance to save his mother, but he didn't, so he let his mom die. I mean, what kid's gonna be right after that, regardless who he is?
Yeah, but his personality, like that's just him. He like
Well,
takes
he's a
lot
helper.
more
He
on.
wants to help. He takes more than he can actually do, and he's just through his perseverance and retardation, he actually gets it going.
I'm kind of liking Iris again, but I'm still like, man, it took you this long to figure it out. You're a dummy.
No shit.
And like her timing, Jesus Christ, like really. And like she's a very pretty girl. Don't get me wrong. And like she could be like her personality sometimes is really cool, but like when the derp is strong with her. And I almost feel like the cop girl was better for him. She's a little cutie, man. She was fun. The only thing with her is she was way too nosy and pushy.
Uh-huh.
And if he couldn't like come clean with her, like that I knew that she was gonna blow up. He should have just told her straight up from the beginning. Look, this is the deal. What I'm about to tell you is gonna put your life at risk. If you're willing to live with that, cool.
If not, there's the door.
Like it's still
Like,
stupid that she left after
truly.
everything, because he saved her and she knew it was him. I liked her a lot. Like she was a cool chick. I don't know. Anyway, that's just personal preference.
Yeah, man, me too.
Are you being facetious or are you actually agreeing with me?
I'm agreeing with you and being facetious at the same time.
What a dick.
I'm a little bit... yeah.
Terrific. This is good. This is good radio here.
It is good radio, dude, because they get to hear the ramblings of a drunk motherfucker.
The Game of Thrones. A lot of people say, I hear a lot of people complain about the Game of Thrones, or they won't even give it a shot because they're like, I hear it's just all it is just a bunch of rape
Yeah,
Boobs
and
and dragons.
violence. And I'm like, there's a little more than that, but
that's why I got it. Damn it.
I'm like, this, it's not as focused as that people think it is. Like, yeah, I'll be the first to say, like, as far as plot, you don't really watch
Wait,
it for the
there's
plot.
there's like rape and shit in there.
Yeah, every now and then, yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's dragons.
What episodes? I just want to watch the rape episodes. Are they
Terrific.
Are they raping dragons?
Oh,
I
yeah.
definitely want to watch those,
In
man.
their fire holes.
Dude, that's hot.
It literally is.
You thought I was being dirty and thinking about the girls, didn't you? Nasty motherfucker.
Yeah, say though, this season, it feels like they're taking a lot more time to do character development and move the different stories along. So
It's just a trick. It's a ruse to get you to like the characters more, and then they're gonna kill them.
Oh yeah, I don't get attached to anybody. On the
Chomp
show.
chomp by the dragon's head.
Like it's hard to have a favorite character because everybody's expendable. It's not a very character-driven show. Like there's been I'm not even gonna get into it. They've had some really cool characters, and it's like just as they were like really like stepping up, then it's like nope. Like that guy that freaking beat the giant, kick-ass fighter, but he let his guard down, and he didn't finish the kill. So the guy gets up, gets a spear, and like stabs him with it. Or no. He grabs him, throws him on the ground, and smashes his head in with his bare hands. That's what it was. Oh, it was gruesome.
So your Dark Souls experience.
Pretty much.
Hell
Pretty
yeah.
much. Let your guard down. You preemptive victory dance, and then nope. You're stabbed in the back by a baby dragon. Those things are hideous, by the way. No
You
comment, Beard?
Baby-headed monsters.
I was having fun watching you. It made me want to buy it, but I'm like, nope, can't do it. I'm on a budget. But
I'm enjoying it.
Oh yeah, you can see they improved on a lot of the stuff that was painfully wrong with the original two games. So outside of the regular TV watching, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Flash, Legends of Tomorrow. Oh, Obi, speaking of Legends of Tomorrow, how did I not see that coming? That shit was so obvious.
Yeah, you kind of. Yeah.
That, now it puts them in an interesting situation. Like, how the hell are they gonna get out of that pickle?
Oh, there's a couple. I was theory crafting the other day with somebody on that, and we come up with some really interesting pickles.
Pickle. Yeah, I have a few ideas too, but still.
Yeah, it's straight theory craft. It's something that we do a lot with the WWE, with the NSFW, and it's it can get pretty shaky at times. Like you don't really know what you want to do, but you really want to say it, but you don't want to say it. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody's watching Gotham, the whole Arkham Asylum arc is really getting good. Most of these shows are about to wrap up.
I'm probably gonna start watching Gotham after this season, so that I can actually go through and watch 3 or 4 seasons, get caught up, watch everything at once.
Only 2 seasons.
Well, whatever it is, get everything caught up at once, so then I can actually pay attention, and then I can actually know what's going on when coming into the next season. I don't have to sit there and go, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, it's a great show as long as you don't expect it to be a Batman story. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's the one thing that turned me off in the beginning, but I've been watching previews of, the new stuff coming out and what's going on near the end of the season, so I'm gonna watch it.
It's worth it. It's really fun.
It better be, bro.
I love it. It's one of my top shows.
It's not
one of the
worth
few
it.
shows I'm actually eager to keep up with. So I've been watching. So I just been watching a lot of anime, or anime if you want to be proper.
Enemy.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Of course, Naruto, caught up with that. The filler arcs finally ended, so they're actually bringing the whole ghetto statue, Ten Tails, Infinite Dream kind of stuff to an end. And of course, all the freaking asshole fans out there are like, "Oh, I know how it ends already. Naruto and Sasuke showdown." And I was like, "Okay, well, some people don't know that. Some people don't read the manga." And it's at this point, I know how it turns out anyway too, but I just want to see how they handle it in the anime. The thing that makes me sad is like this show's been going for 13 years, and the series creator said it's time to move on. He wants to move on to new projects, so might be the last of it. We get a little trickle of content next year from the stuff that gets dubbed and subbed from Japan, but that's it.
Yogi, are you gonna be all right, bro?
I'm sad about it. It's the end of an era. This is like one of my favorite shows. It's like been a part of my life. Like it's just different.
Well, I just want to make sure. I want to know because I mean, I don't want you to be sad.
I'll definitely. I'll shed a tear in private. I'll put it in a little box.
Well, if you
Frame
need,
it,
you know,
baby.
if you need a shoulder to cry on, go the fuck somewhere else.
Okay, thanks. That's terrific.
Fucking baby.
I'll
But,
just make fun of you for mourning the loss of Naruto.
I will definitely make fun of you. Every stream, I will dedicate 5 minutes of my stream to making fun of your mourning the loss of Naruto.
This is my pick-me-up show. This is like my go-to when I just want to like disappear and get away from all the bullshit of every day. That's the world I like to escape to.
Oh,
Now I don't have that anymore.
that sucks, man. So what are you gonna do?
I don't know. Maybe rewatch it.
There's bound to be more that'll come out.
Don't tell me you're gonna kill yourself because 99% of the time people don't do it because they're scared anyway. So
Jesus
if you're gonna
Christ.
do, if you're gonna do that, just
Hope he's really going off.
if you're gonna do that, what I need you to do is just don't tell me and just do it. I don't even want to know. You know what I mean, bro?
Should I leave a letter or not?
Do us all a favor and just vanish. Boom.
I think writing a letter is the best way to go because chances are that if you write the letter, you'll realize your logic is flawed.
You realize you're a fucking moron and you'll
You
not
shouldn't go
kill
through with it.
yourself.
Yeah.
I'm writing this
Usually-
letter because, and I know these things happen, I'm not picking on anybody. But if you sit there and go, I'm writing this letter because I just can't go on, I'm going to take my gun and I'm going to go point it and put it in my mouth, and I'm going to then pull the hammer back, and I'm going to, what the fuck am I talking about? I'm not doing this shit.
Or someone else wrote that letter for you. Set up. They made it look like a suicide. Oh man, it's like every other episode of CSI or whatever.
You've
show
done that.
people are watching.
You've done it before, haven't you, Yogi?
No.
Helping friends out.
But anyway, I do want to recommend if you're curious what the future of Naruto could have looked like, or what it could be maybe in the future, or someone else picks it up. The Naruto, the last movie, was fantastic, and Boruto, the story of his son, is pretty neat too. And you get to see like the generations grow up. It's pretty neat. You also get the moment that most of the fans have been clamoring for, when Naruto hooks up with a certain woman.
Now we're back on sex. Great.
Anyway,
I thought you were gonna jump in there with a your mother joke.
he missed it.
Letting me down, Obi.
Yeah, I wasn't comfortable at the time.
Well, the show that I was hoping would fill the void of Naruto was World Trigger, and I caught up with that. And I guess I wasn't paying attention at the news in the anime world, but I found out that at the very end of the episode, last episode for now, but maybe if you keep watching, we'll come back because some shit happened where the network started a sports block, and so the anime block got kicked off and crap. I was really liking World Trigger. I still recommend checking it out. It's only 2 seasons, not even 2 whole seasons. Like, well, yeah, 73 episodes. I think exactly how much they came out with. The manga is still going, so they still have source material to go on. So that's encouraging. I like that world. Like these kind of epics. You got your Bleach and Attack on Titan, and we have like these ensemble casts. I'm looking forward to more World Trigger. Hopefully it does come back. But One Piece is almost 20 years old. In 3 years it'll be 20 years old. That's crazy.
BFT, shut the fuck up,
But the problem with he's enjoying Doom.
bastard.
Yeah. BFT's doing the story. He's not touching multiplayer. He's not the guy that jumped into that multiplayer.
Rub it in that we can't freaking play. Dirtbag.
Now, people often will complain that Dragon Ball Z tends to have a lot of filler and they stretch out stuff.
Yeah.
But One Piece is even crazier when it comes to that. I mean, it took them it feels like 2 years to wrap up the Doflamingo arc. And it's crazy, but it's still fun to keep up with. My last recommendation for anime is something I just wrapped up. It's only like a 12 or 13 episode miniseries. It's called. It's a long title. I'm just gonna give you the short one. You can look it up as Shimoneta or Sox, SOX, where the O actually replaces something else. The imagination. That's typical Japanese content where you have a O or circle replace something else. Censor it. So the full
Let's
title.
talk about
translates-
sex, baby. Let's talk about. Wait, is that what now I was supposed to do?
No, it's exactly it.
Oh, good. I
But
thought I missed my cue.
No, you got it. But the full title is actually translates to roughly a boring world where dirty jokes don't exist. And it just with that translation, you know what to expect. This is a fun gag anime. It's fucking fun. Like it's about censorship, and the whole story is the censorship that happened in Japan. They enforce it with these these wearable tech pieces. It's like a bracelet that you can surf the internet with and check the news, right? But the trade-off is that if you engage in impure acts, it caused the decency squad, the police, get arrested, and any indecent materials get confiscated and all this stuff. Like they destroy all the porn mags and hentai stuff and suggestive action figures that are in suggestive clothes or revealing clothes. The decency police was actually what got the victory pose from Overwatch for Tracer. They're the ones that pushed to get rid of it because the devs had the little bracelet on, and they got an erection while they were playing the game. And the decent police came in and said, "Nope, can't do this. You gotta get rid of this victory pose because you're showing a girl with a flat ass." Why were people offended by that pose? Like she's not even sticking her ass out. Like it's her backside. She's not bootylicious. It's a playful pose.
What happened was the original post that was put up about complaining about the pose was then kind of telephoned and warped and twisted into this SJW manifesto about how sexualizing her is wrong.
Yeah.
When originally at its core, the post doesn't fit the character. It's very just flat, look at my butt. Not like the character's actual personality, like they did so well crafting it for everyone else. Which is why they changed it to a similar look at my butt pose.
But her legs kicked up.
It's more of a playful pinup style.
It's stupid because the original pose, her butt did not stick out. That's not what I was looking at. There wasn't really much there to look at anyway. She's kind of skinny. She don't got the junk in the trunk. Sorry.
White girl.
She's below white girl booty. She don't even got that. Like at least you would expect a little bit of Pog status.
The Asian
You
booty.
don't got the Pogs. You don't got the Woody. So
Asian booty. Oh.
Yeah.
But
Just
she had a British
about.
accent.
Yeah, so that makes her sexy. Like,
Oh damn. I'm confused now.
Yeah, but I think that whole thing was blown out of proportion.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
like watching the socks makes me. I'm watching that and I was just thinking about the whole Tracer thing and all the stupid social justice warriors that make everything to a battle. Like about equality. It's like stop it. Like stop. Like there was another thing. There was something where some indie company targeted the developers, CD Projekt Red, people to make Witcher, saying that their games are sexist. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you picked the wrong fight there too, because like, from what I understand, the Witcher storyline, especially Witcher 3, the female protagonist is the strongest out of all of them.
They also went after it for being racist because apparently in Middle Ages Poland, you're supposed to have every ethnicity covered. When it was just... That's another thing that drives me nuts.
People are just ridiculous. It's like, that's what I kind of miss, gaming a decade or two ago, because it was just about the conversations were, man, this is a fun game. You should try it. It wasn't like I really like the portrayal of this strong female character, and it's visually stunning. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? A movie or a book? Is it fucking fun? That's the conversations we should be having. Fucking
Yeah.
hipster bullshit. It's just stupid. Stop it.
Right.
Getting all artsy fartsy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Too much.
It's too much. Have you watched any anime recently, Beard? Before we sign off.
I've been watching the recut of Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Ooh. What
Which
format?
is Blu-ray.
Ah.
So if you ever get the chance to watch the original series or the recut series, watch the original first. It's a longer time investment. It's 26 episodes as opposed to 3 movies of the recut, but is one of the best animes I've ever watched. It's the only one that's better is Cowboy Bebop.
Both classics in my book.
Yeah.
Would you put Cowboy Bebop up there with Trigun?
Cowboy Bebop is the number one. Cowboy Bebop is above Trigun. Cowboy Bebop is above Dragon Ball Z. It is above...
But Trigun's up in that area, though, right?
I'd put Trigun below a lot of them, actually. I wasn't a huge Trigun fan.
Aw. Cowboy Bebop did have more memorable characters. Like, Trigun just came down more to Vash the Stampede.
Yeah, it's just Vash.
Yeah. Cowboy
Trigun's
Bebop,
fun.
you have the it. Like hacker it that you don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I know they answer it, they address it, but most of the time you're like, is that a boy or a girl? You know what I'm talking about.
Just Ed.
This Ed.
Then Ein the dog, and Spike and Julia and Vicious and Jet Black and Faye, and that shit was so good.
Was Julia the one that at first was always double crossing them?
Mhm.
Yeah, I liked her.
The reason that Spike ends up dead.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that series. That's another good one.
Oh yeah. I'll watch it once a year. I'll sit down and just watch the whole thing through.
Mm-hmm. How about Full Metal Alchemist?
Early
that's
on, the
a little
show bugged me,
Polarizing.
so I
Yeah.
never watched it past like the first 2 seasons.
I like that one.
Have you ever watched Brotherhood, which is kind of like a recut?
No, but I'd give it a shot.
Yeah, if you ever had some time in your hand. I forget what Brotherhood did, but it did change it a lot. Like, they got rid of some of the They actually did some completely different plot developments, and they cut out some of the crap, some of the filler, which actually Full Metal Alchemist is pretty good about not having much filler. Brotherhood is a good way to watch that. A lot of feels. But I think that's all the time we have tonight. Obi, you still awake?
Yep.
All right.
Sure. Man, that's rude.
Well,
why would I be not awake?
Beard got me misty-eyed talking about great anime.
Yeah, I'm awake,
the
but I
years.
cannot guarantee you that I can read. I'm just kidding. Guys, this is about that time where we have to say goodnight. Not because we don't want to talk anymore. It's because we're more than likely we're like me, or like Yogi was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, anyway. You guys have any thoughts about anything that we talked about tonight? You guys can send us a voicemail or a text message, 646-801-2149, 646-801-2149. Leave us a message and we'll talk about it next week. Of course, guys, where's the other stuff? I lost it for some reason. Anyway, HorsePLAY Live is everywhere you can listen to or download awesome podcasts, including allgames.com, Player FM, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio. Please take a few minutes out to thumbs up, favorite, subscribe, share. Even better, we love some comments and reviews. It's quick, it's easy. It really helps us out. Huge thanks to all those that's been promoting our content. Every little bit helps when you're realizing your dreams. You guys like eye candy? We do too. We have YouTube and Twitch, youtube.com/geekyantics and twitch.tv/geekyantics. Here on Geeky Antics Network, in collaboration with All Games Radio Network, we have tons of shows that we cover with a wide spectrum of topics. Can't possibly plug them all. So if you guys want to go just check out your favorite show, go to geekyantics.net/schedule. You can also see some of our flagship shows in our Twitch profile and our aggregate feed over at geekyantics.net/podcast. Guys, don't forget that the intro and outro themes are provided royalty-free by TechnoAxe. That's Techno with a K. Go check him out, guys. TechnoAxe.com. Anyway, Beard and Hat, where can they find you at, sir?
Find me at Beard and Hat on Twitch and Twitter, and that's about it.
Mr. Zilla.
I'm YogiZilla everywhere, literally, pretty much everywhere.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
And I'm
Google me, just don't diddle me.
And I'm Obi1x2, guys. You guys can find me everywhere. Now, I'm gonna say something real quick. If you guys are listening to us on allgames.com, the Deck Pixel Live Power Ranking show is up, followed by Knuckleballer Radio at its new time every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to hang out and chat in the chat room by clicking the live or chat button. Our friends at the V-Team Podcast, remember, are still out. They're still there, just on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on our official sister network, the All Games Radio Network. Guys, this is Obi1x2 with my co-holder over there and our special guest, Beard and Hat. Obi1x2, YogiZilla. We'll see you guys. You guys have a top star evening.
Later.
Whenever he starts it. Top star. Ah, the fast one. That's just so funny every time you play it. Later, guys.